let's move on to our analysis. I think you know what's going on there at the State Fair. Joining me now from the Tribune Tower Live to talk about Illinois' version of All in the Family, political analyst Thom Serafin. Sorry about that, Thom Serafin. Good evening. Welcome back to Politics Tonight.
Good evening.
And, although those clips weren't playing, but you know what's been going on at the State Fair, a little bit of dysfunction between the parties. The Democrats, especially our senator there, Dick Durbin, basically saying everything is fine, not to worry, all is well. The art of the spin.
Right. You take a look back at the last time there was a Democratic challenge for governor. It was Dan Walker, Mike Howlett in '76. After that election, Mike Howlett beat the incumbent governor. He lost to Jim Thompson, and Democrats were shut out of the governor's office for 24 years, the rest of the last century. So this is going to be a perilous ground for them, this primary.
I agree with you about that. I want to ask you about the significance of literally canceling Democrats' Day. Today was Republican Day. Yesterday should have been Democrats' Day. Governor Pat Quinn saying, no, we're just going to have fun, enjoy some music, and not worry about all the political speeches. We'll do that at the breakfast. I imagine you see that as a cover-up for dysfunction.
It seems that way from people on the outside, the pundits, but I was there in Springfield the last couple days, and Bill Daley had his word, Pat Quinn got his word in, and the county chairman got to say what they needed to say. You didn't have the event at the ag ground at the agricultural secretary's lawn at his home the way you've had it in the past, but you still had a good party, and everybody did get along when the cameras went home. So it was a pretty good day for the Democrats.
Now, of course, we did hear from the governor and Bill Daley in the morning, and in fact, Governor Pat Quinn was asserting his power as an incumbent. He did that yesterday. He doesn't want to be going anywhere. Let's listen to a little bit of what the governor had to say.
I'm not here to run a popularity contest. I'm here to do what's right, and I think everybody knows that that's what I've been doing. We need somebody who understands everyday people, who knows how to work together with folks, who don't have lobbyists in Springfield, who don't have necessarily big shot friends, but they understand.
Now, of course, Tom, while Quinn made his speech, we also have to recognize his gubernatorial challenger, Bill Daley. He concedes that the current governor has more Springfield connections, but Daley isn't giving up on all of this very easily. Here's what Daley had to say.
Now, I respect Pat Quinn. He's a decent guy, and as has been stated before, he is a heck of a White Sox fan. But just like the White Sox, we will not win if we do not make change.
Always safe to put a little sports jab in there, I suppose. Tom, what's your take on the sort of Governor Quinn versus Bill Daley jab at each other there? Did either of them get the better of the other one?
Well, I don't think so, but Bill Daley has shown that he belongs on the same stage. The governor, I covered the governor, Pat Quinn, when he was a ghost payroller for Dan Walker back in the 70s. Every time you counted him out, he came back. He's come back consistently. Dan Hines tried to take him on in the last primary, and he had the labor, he had the 19th ward, he had a lot of Chicago guys with him, and he lost that election to Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn has never been the guy that everybody said is a sure thing, but he always ends up winning. So it's going to be tough for Bill Daley to beat him in the primary. Yeah. All kinds of scenarios are being concocted right now, whether or not there's an African-American candidate in the race to peel off some of the African-American vote, make it tougher for Pat Quinn, where he has the base of his vote there. So it's a wide-open race, but Pat Quinn certainly has the edge on it.
All right, you're talking about the possibility of Senator Kwame Raoul entering the race. But listen, Mike Madigan was not there on Democrat Day. Now, this is the chair of the Illinois Democratic Party. I mean, you can't tell me he just had something else to do.
Well, he probably did. He doesn't need to be there. Everybody that knows who he is knows that he wanted to be there, but there are better places for him. Remember, the house that he built is in the Capitol building. I don't think the 13th Ward will want somebody to come in from Chicago and take over that house. So I think he might be on the sidelines, as other people have suggested. John Cullerton, the president of the Senate, suggested that the other day, that he would probably take a sideline seat. He is chairman of the party. He's going to try to keep it together. But I think, in his heart of hearts, I think he'd like to see Pat Quinn win this race.
How do the Democrats unite going forward? I mean, does it say something to unite behind Pat Quinn? Does it say something even stronger to unite behind another candidate like a Bill Daley?
Well, you're not going to get 100% united. I mean, was it Will Rogers said that I don't remember what Will Rogers said, but it was a disorganized party, the Democratic Party. It's always been a big tent bringing everybody in, but nobody's ever going to all agree as a Democrat. And the Republicans have the same problem here in Illinois. So Pat Quinn's done a heck of a job coalescing the party and bringing it together. And where he was really weak downstate in the last 6 months, he's brought those county chairmen together. 60, 70 county chairmen have endorsed him. I mean, he's got a lot going for himself right now.
Yeah.
He needs to win the collar counties, and he needs to be strong in the African-American portions of Cook County and Chicago. If he does that, it's going to be tough to beat him.
All right, Thom Serafin, that's one side of the coin. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Republicans get their day at the state fair. We'll tell you what they said after these.